Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. So I'm actually recording this video during the LCS day. TSM and Evil Geniuses just wrapped up, and I think the final game of the day is like Golden Guardians and Immortal, so you know, no thanks. I think I'll record a video instead. But man, there's a ton to talk about after the TSM and Evil Geniuses games. I know people are gonna be like, oh, spoiler, whatever. This video is coming out tomorrow, right before the LCS, I do believe. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, click away now. But as you can see on the screen, we are talking all about Contactz, because this man was subbing in for what Evil Geniuses said was just going to be one game. You know, Svenskeren is still our starter, but they said that Contactz, they believe, has been the best player in Academy, the best player in Proving Grounds, so they want to give him a chance. And some people believe that, some people didn't. And they even brought this up on the LCS broadcast that, like, yeah, they're saying, oh, you know, Svenskeren's still our starter. We just want to, you know, give this guy a reward for doing really, really well. But are they trying this guy out? Does Evil Geniuses maybe want to see what they have in Contactz? Are they maybe building him up to sell him off? Yeah, I don't know. That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this. I'd appreciate it so much. And subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. I think like 65% of the people that watch my videos are not actually subscribed. So hey, let's double my subs, triple my subs. It sounds like that's possible. That'd be awesome. With that being said, let's get right into today's video. So, Contactz coming in. This guy has been around competitive League of Legends for a while. I can't even remember how many years ago he was on Cloud9, but this guy was a beast at times, and then he just kind of, you know, slowly faded into obscurity. You know, he ended up bouncing around Academy for a couple years. He's been pretty good, but with so many players constantly being recycled and constantly popping in and out of the LCS, a lot of people have wondered, why has this guy not been one of those guys? Why has Contactz not gotten another opportunity? Because we saw him as a super young carry player with a ton of energy, a ton of craziness, kind of like that Blabber style, maybe like a Walmart Blabber in a way. I don't exactly know, but this guy seemed really good. It was crazy to me and a lot of other people that he never got another, or that he hasn't had as many opportunities as he had. You know, he has had other opportunities, but you know, again, it wasn't shocking to me to hear that he's been popping off in Academy, and I was super excited to see him back in the LCS. But this was going to be a big test. This is taking on TSM, who at the time was in first place. They're a top team. Maybe they're not the best team in the LCS, but they're one of the best teams. And Contactz is on Evil Geniuses, which is a very middle of the pack team. So this was going to be an uphill battle. And for a new jungler just coming in, who probably hasn't had a ton of games or scrims or anything with the main team, this was going to be a tall order, but man, did Contactz absolutely deliver. We can take a look at some of the highlights from this game. Actually, he did pull out the Diana. You know, there was a lot of talk coming into this game about whether he's a Nidalee one-trick, whether he's going to be able to succeed on anything that isn't Nidalee, blah, blah. TSM actually didn't ban Nidalee, and they didn't even go for it. They went for the Diana instead, and man, he looked so clean on this pick. So this is actually early on in the game. Just 3.5 minutes in, they set up this really nice top lane dive onto Huni, who is on the Lee Sin. Obviously they're coming in. Jizuke is going to draw the aggro. He's gonna, you know, tank that aggro really nicely. Impact is able to pick up first blood. They get the TP off Power of Evil, and things are going really well. Very nice coordinated play. You know, that wasn't all Contactz, but still working well with his team. Here he is very aggressive, is able to get that jump onto Sword Art, lands a nice ult. Again, he doesn't get the kill, but he's 0-0-2, 10 minutes into the game. He is doing well, especially on Diana, which isn't necessarily the best early game champion. He is now in a position to just absolutely carry, absolutely take over this game, and it would be interesting to see what he'd be able to do with that lead, because, you know, getting the lead is one thing, but actually closing it out is another. Their Power of Evil just kind of face checks the wrong bush and ends up dying. He did think they were probably setting up for Drake, but Diana, 0-0-3 now. Hot start for Contactz. 100% KP, 11 minutes into the game. Really doing massively well in the early game, and still up CS on the Volley Bear as well. Here, TSM would finally, you know, start to maybe put up a little bit of a fight. Huni picks up a kill. But here's Contactz up in the top lane. He is still here. He was hovering. He was in the right place, maybe a little bit late, but still kind of in the right-ish area. Huni decides to go for a little cheeky play where he gets the ult out of Contactz, but Contactz makes him pay, goes back and gets the kill. To me, that was the biggest play of the game for Contactz. Him as a new player, you know, an Academy player trying to get into play with the LCS team, finally having the confidence to go in there 3v1 and get that kill. That is absolutely insane, and we need more of that in the LCS. So that is why I have been saying for someone to please sign this man. You know, Evil Geniuses tweeted this out. I received jungle, you received banger game, and that is exactly what delivered. I think he ended up he ended up with like 95% kill participation. Evil Geniuses ended up rolling over TSM. Again, this is a middle of the pack team beating the team that was tied for first or in first place coming into this game. So very, very impressive stuff from Contactz. And now Evil Geniuses is in a weird spot. They looked very good in this game, and Contactz looked very good. Are they really just going to send him back down to Academy? Is he maybe going to start playing some more games? Are they maybe going to 6-man roster it? Could Sven potentially be benched for an extended period of time? I don't know. Evil Geniuses is acting like Sven is going to be their jungler for the future, but man, this puts them into a tough situation. And then this offseason, they're also going to have a decision to make. Do they want to make Contactz their full-time starter? Do they want to try to sell him off? Because that is the other big part here, that this is Contactz getting to audition in front of the entire LCS. Think of all the teams out there that need a jungler. Team Liquid is in a weird spot right now. They are having some issues. Santorin can't stay healthy. Armeo probably isn't their jungler for the future. Could they go out and get a big import this offseason? Maybe it's Yankos. Maybe it's self-made. Maybe it's Contactz. Cloud9. Blabber has won 2 out of the last 3 MVPs, but man, last summer he kind of sucked. This summer he's kind of sucking. Would a Cloud9 and Contactz reunion make sense? Then, you know, there is plenty of other teams as well that this is a guy who's obviously a resident player. Freeing up an import slot for a lot of teams could be something really, really massive. Could be something really, really big. There's also obviously a lot of bottom tier teams that I think Contactz would be an upgrade for, whether it would be Golden Guardians, FlyQuest. You know, I am a fan of Jose Dioto. I think he's a pretty solid player. I think he's been decent in the LCS. Maybe he was a little overrated coming in, but he's pretty damn good. But again, to free up an import slot, that could be really, really massive for FlyQuest. You know, like Immortals, is Xerxes worth their import slot? I don't know. He's been kind of hit or miss. CLG, could they maybe want to go with Contactz and open up an import slot for them? I think Contactz is very, very interesting. And again, Evil Geniuses, being able to sell him off for a bunch of money could be really, really cool. But that's the future. That's this coming off season. That's going to be so, so interesting. But I'm really curious about how this is going to play out the rest of the year, because people are going to be talking about this. The next game that Sven Skaren plays bad, Evil Geniuses fans, rightfully so, or could, I don't know if they're going to, I don't really even know how many Evil Geniuses fans there are, could be calling for Contactz to come back to get another opportunity. Was this just a one-off game for Contactz where he just kind of caught lightning in a bottle? That is absolutely possible. That could be, but even if it is, lucky for him, he caught lightning in a bottle at the perfect time on the right day. Maybe if he played more games, maybe he'd start to get a little bit exposed. Maybe they'd pinch his champion pool. Maybe they'd focus on him. Maybe this was just a case of TSM kind of overlooking Evil Geniuses, overlooking Contactz a little bit, and maybe not being fully prepared, or just having an off game themselves. But for whatever reason, things are kind of aligning to be very, very interesting and very, very spicy for Evil Geniuses. I know I did tweet out like if Cloud9 does want to get rid of Blabber and pick up Contactz, obviously talking about that Contactz coming back to Cloud9 reunion. I think that is very, very unlikely. I think Cloud9 is most likely going to be rolling with Blabber unless they go out and get some massive free agent. But again, the second straight summer that Blabber isn't looking too hot. I don't know. Contactz looking pretty good in this game. Who knows what the future has in store? But that is pretty much everybody's video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below. What team would you like to see Contactz on next year? Do you think Evil Geniuses should make him the full-time starter, or do you think another team out there in the LCS should look at picking him up? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.